Hello everybody, and welcome back to the RS Racing League. My name is Pixel Thomas, and it's so good to be back. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've last commentated, and especially now that we have the new season that has started. Hello, Red Rock Twin. Welcome. Yeah, it's been a while. A lot has happened, and sadly, some stuff came up to the point where I haven't been able to comment do races because this is race 3 already. Race 3 for Tier 1, so a lot has happened already. Let's take a look at what has happened before I have been able to commentate. So, about the standings, we have Mr. Pizza currently leading. Points for the standings for the drivers with an air 4 followed by Dutch Tricks right after. So yeah, quite a lot of point difference already between the two races we had already. But still, a lot can happen since it's only the third race. After that, we have the constructors with all the teams where McLaren is leading the constructors standings with 55 points, followed by Red Bull with 43, and then quite the gap already to Alpine. But yeah, it's good to be on the track. Right now, we are in Canada, where people are waiting to the hits. Quickly give you all the necessary data that we love to see so much. But we are spectating. I hope the audio is good. It's been a while since we've been back, so some of the audio might have changed. If someone could please let me know if the audio is alright, that would be awesome. But Max is the first on the track. Let's see how he will perform when he goes across the track. Canada is a pretty interesting track, of course, with the very iconic last hairpin toward the straight. Is that Jordy in the Merc? You are damn right it is. If volume is a bit high, I can definitely change. Thank you very much, Phil. Hope this is better. Oh, Max spun out already on the straight, starting to get heat in those tires. But luckily it hasn't hit a wall yet. However, it seems that a Haas might be going past already. Never mind. It seems like Max is staying ahead, but if he is able to stay there, we might have an overtake happen during the hot lap. But Max is getting ready to start his official hot lap, the first hot lap of the season. So that is awesome. Also, welcome PME. Welcome back. It's good. Yeah, Max is going back in because he spun out before. Let's go on board with Chris Stapps as he is now the one officially starting his hot lap now. Let's see how this will go. Of course, faster times will follow as the track heats up and everybody gets used to the track again. Some people train beforehand to warm up, get well known with the track again, and some people just accept it. They know that they can drive fast through these tracks. They just have to get back in the groove regarding the track. Verstappen's known to be quite fast, makes some mistakes here and there, but definitely a good all-rounder across most of the tracks. Often being a contender for the top points. Mr. Ray's with the RS back a few games ago. That is awesome, Red Dog Twin. Glad to have you here again. Going down the last straight. Battery is still looking good. Might have been able to squeeze out a little bit before it, but it's always good to have quite some percentage left for the last straight. Blasting through the last corners, looking good. And the last straight. Battery is getting real close to being drained, and it's working. That is a 1:10.1 for Chris Stapps. Impressive time. Already way faster than I would be able to do. Let's see what Ryan and Julian are able to do. Nat Northern following right behind with a 1:11. Fine Gats pole for now. Barely faster. 100th of a second difference between him and Chris Stapps. Mr. Pizza almost a second faster with a 1:09.3. A lot of people that are getting their laps invalidated. Followed by Tico, who is now down through the first sector. pretty good so far. Getting a little bit of grass here and there, but luckily that isn't too much of a problem. And it's looking pretty good, actually. Pretty solid throughout Sector 1. Let's see how he is going through the fast sector of the track. Sector 2, as he gets his lap invalidated. Getting that tiny bit of track limits through that chicane, which is oh so tricky. But I hope everybody has had a good summer break. I hope all the restarts regarding work and, of course, racing has been well so far. Oh, pretty tricky, but he got it. No track limits for Arthur so far. Solid time so far. Could be a little bit better, but definitely a solid time so far. But yet he hasn't used his ERS. Probably going for another lap. But this will definitely not be close to competing with the time. Here we go, the start for Arthur. He's on. Let's see how he compares. He definitely has the time on the board with a 1:13 without using the battery all that much. So that is really impressive so far. Dutch Strix gets really close to Mr. Pizza's time. About half a second difference. 4/10 of a second. Rift King, of course, right after. But the times are already starting to get pretty close together. With the top 3 in the 109s and the rest kind of following in the 110s. Which is what we love to see. Hello, Monkey. Welcome on TikTok. Being good through the chicane. Good to have you back. Thank you, Pimi. Glad to be back. Oh, tiny bit of wheel spin through the exit there of that hairpin. Way more battery left than what Stein had. Let's see how that upholds. His battery is draining quick. I feel like it will be fully drained down this straight. Last chicane was a bit rough. Could have been better. And that will be a 1:11.6, a 10th ahead of Nat Northern, who has already gone for his second outlap. Now, CWL right here. We're looking pretty good. Awesome, really quick through that last chicane. This might be a really fast time. Cutting it close for the 109s. Oh, nice stuff. 109.89. Barely ahead of Driftkin and barely behind Dutch Strix, who is currently on his outlap again. Let's see how Donnie Banani is doing. Donnie is known to be one of the faster peoples. So, let's see what he is able to do. Faced Kid has joined again. Hopefully he'll be able to set a time. And there we have Donnie's lap invalidated. What about Froggy? The GFO gang, both in the Alpines, both were kind of ruling the championships in the lower tiers previously, especially during the Summer League. Let's see how they are holding up regarding the rest. Tier 1 is filled with the best of the ERS Racing League. Let's see how they compare. Now, if you want to join these races, you're also able to do that by going to any of our, the description of any of our socials or ersracingleague.com. There, I can join our Discord. We will gladly sign you up as one of the reserves for our tiers. We have multiple tiers, and we are still looking for drivers. Also, if you ever feel like commentating, please do join the Discord. We're always looking for new commentators. Share these awesome battles that happen in this tier. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the next one casting on all of our socials, which you can find on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Oh, tires screeching for Rico. And pretty solid so far. Bit of a rough corner there. Tiny bit of wheel spin. Looking pretty good. Even more battery than all of the others. But I bet you will be fully drained as we go down the final straight. And that is a 1:12.4. You could tell that he lost a little bit of speed through those corners. Definitely placed a little bit better, so he would win a few tenths here and there, but still a pretty solid time. Even though it's in the back, it is still a really solid time. And Donnie's going for yet another lap. I hope he has the fuel for it, as he saved up all his battery and he's going for yet another one after his previous lap got invalidated. Hope his tires are holding up well. As Tassaraz snatches pole away from Mr. Pizza, barely with 0.003 of a second. Those are some serious close times that we are seeing. Fastest first sector for Donnie. Solid throughout that chicane. Getting also the second purple sector. A bit rough through the hairpin. Will he be able to hold up to the rest of the drivers? Tassaraz, Mr. Pizza, Dutch Tricks. It will be a close one. About 20% battery remaining. Ooh, this is gonna be tight. Really tight. Think he will be able to do it. Oh, fastest first and second sector. And throughout that last hairpin, he lost that valuable second which he needed to compete with the top. Definitely has another shot to try again. Max getting his lap invalidated again as Jordy is gunning himself down last straight. Go through the chicane, hopefully, as it is a bit rough. He will lose some valuable time right there, as I think he will join Rico and Arthur in the back. As he does so indeed. What about Face Garrett? Going through the last chicane as well. Looking a bit faster than Jordy. As he finds himself in P11. Right next to his teammate, Nat Northern and Donnie Benoni. And we have our final two people to set a time as of yet, of which Froggy is currently on his hot lap. Hopefully he won't have bad traffic as he is fighting his way through the field. Froggy is one of the GFO people and they are really fast. Let's see how his first time will hold up as we have 5 minutes left in qualifying. For the people that don't know the format, we have a short qualifying ahead, and then we will have a 50% rate, which is literally half the usual race that you have on a Sunday with the official F1. So all in all, it should take about an hour and a half. So grab some popcorn, grab some nice snacks and drinks as we get ready to watch the show unfold soon enough. Froggy is looking pretty fast so far. Battery is draining quick. But with his speed set up, he gets his lap invalidated throughout the last chicane. Oh, that's unfortunate. What about Max? I saw that fastest second sector. Is he able to set his time lap? Unlike Froggy, who will have to go for yet another outlap. Probably. Fresh set of tires as Max finds himself in the wall. He will be able to set a time, but it won't be a good one with that unfortunate slide out throughout the last chicane. Will find himself in P16 ahead of Jordy, but barely behind Arthur. That is some valuable time loss that he had right there. Let's see, is Nat Northern able to improve his time? He is able to, but just barely with a 10th one. 3 minutes remaining. Everybody is in the pits. Everybody is going for that final lap. Soon enough. Let's see how much the field will change. Currently, we have Tasras on pole, 3 thousandths faster a second than Mr. Pizza, with Dutch Tricks about 3/10ths behind. Then we have Janice and Chris Taps to close off the top 5. Tico is known to be really, really fast for some tracks. Is he able to improve that tiny bit? Be a serious contender for podium. Let's see what Drift King is able to do. He is getting ready for another hot lap. As he saves up all the battery that he can. Open, and here we go. Mel getting ready for probably his final hot lap. Will he improve? Getting it real close to the wall, but he is keeping it on track and he's keeping it smooth. Traffic is moving out of the way as everybody is going on their outlap. Everybody needs these final moments to set their final time. Let's see if he's able to work his way through traffic as fast as he can. One of the hardest chicanes on the track, and he does it with ease. 50% battery remaining. As he is about same time speed as he was the last lap that he did. Running it down, DRS open, ERS on, battery is draining quick. This might be a problem if he goes down to finish straight through the last chicane. Will he get his lap invalidated? No, he won't. Battery is near empty. Will he be able to improve? No, he is not. Drift King will find himself stuck with a 109.9. Let's see if we go on board with Tico. He did get his lap invalidated previously. Chris Taps, however, he has not been invalidated. So 109.6. Currently finding himself on P5, barely dodging traffic, which makes his entry through the last corner horrible. He won't be able to go for another time. So that will be Chris Taps' final time. Let's see how far he will drop down, probably. As Tico starts his final lap, 30 seconds remaining. Dennis has to hurry if he wants to set another time lap. Let's go on board with Froggy. One of the faster people on track as we know it. Currently has his final shot on a proper time. Barely keeping on track, dodging the track limits. Go through the hairpin. All the times that are coming through are final right now. Tasras currently still finds himself on pole. I wonder if Mr. Pizza is able to snatch it away. But Froggy might still be a serious contender to snatching it away as long as he doesn't get his lap invalidated, which he does. Froggy starts all the way from the back. P19. That is not good, but this will be a serious moment to show his skill through driving, as Mr. Pizza also had his lap invalidated. Tasras will probably find himself on pole. Donnie also out of the proper times. Max also got his lap invalidated. It is just Rico we are waiting on right now for the final lap time. What will it be as we have people cutting across, blocking himself from the finish, as that is slight collision at the end. What a rough qualifying, especially for Froggy. These are the starting grid with Tasras starting on pole with Mr. Pizza and Dutch Tricks. Top 3. Lion and Janice to top 5. Now we have Chris Taps, Tico, CWL, ML, and Donnie to close off the top 10. Foster, Nat Northern, Pure Ace, Deke, and Arthur, the top 15. Then I have Max, Jordy, Rico, and sadly Froggy all the way in the back, unable to set a time. Oof, I'm betting this will be a race, but the times are oh so close. Almost the entirety of the top 10 are all within the 109s, followed by really close 110s after. I'm really looking forward to this. All right, here we are waiting for all the drivers to load in and choose their proper setup. Also, of course, the strategy which they want to use for during starting pit stops and tire changes. Now, if you're enjoying watching these races, maybe live or maybe after during the VODs, and you haven't subscribed or followed yet, please do so, as that will greatly boost our reach as we try to become a bigger racing league than we currently. We're always trying to grow with drivers, but also with staff. If you want to commentate on these races or want to help set all these races up, please do join the Discord. You could always use your... Alright. Slowly but surely, all the drivers have chosen their strategy. Let's see what it will be. Of course, we're always starting with a formation lap, where this will be my usual time to do my wishes for the race. I hope for a clean formation lap, for a clean first lap. After that, I don't care what happens. All hell could break loose for all I care, as long as the show goes on and we see some clean racing. Dirty racing is not something that is allowed, and of course will for tickets or penalties later on. Yeah, I hope everybody got themselves some drinks, some snacks, as we are getting ready for the race start. I'm gonna see if I can place my bets on who will have the greatest race of all time. And I'm thinking that might be Froggy. He is at the very back, and I feel like he will be able to work his way through to the points, possibly even if he plays it well to the podium, but it will be a rough race. I'm betting Froggy will become driver of the day. That's my bet for today. I hope I won't give him commentator's curse, as that often happens, sadly. I'm looking forward to see the race. What can happen throughout the start. I wonder what Froggy is doing. He is way behind the rest. Probably trying to get as much heat in his own tires as he tries to get the other tires colder by letting them wait on the start line. As Tasserez is now slowly going to line up on the grid as we get ready for race start. Aggressive starting angle from Tasserez. Love to see it. Everybody is slowly lining up. We're still waiting for Froggy to finding himself lined up. Luckily, he did get a bit closer to the rest of the field as we get ready for a race start. The camera angle is a bit horrible, but I hope everybody gets ready, because the start here at ERS Racing League Canadian Grand Prix is about to start. Any second now, and it's lights out and away we go. Hopefully everybody will be able to stay on track throughout the first corner, because that is a really tight and technical section, as we have Mr. Pizza instantly attacking Tasserez. As we already have someone go wide, it is Janice, who I think ended up in the wall there, losing a lot of positions right now. That is not something that you want, as we have quite some position changes. Some people going off track a little bit, losing quite some time, as we have Donnie also dropping quite a bit together with Chris Saps. Mr. Pizza still sticking close to Tasserez with Dutch Tricks right behind. Almost already a second between CWL, and Dutch Tricks is currently in P3. As we have time looking to instantly snatch that position away throughout the chicane, looking good, winning a little bit of time here and there. As he goes for the attack around the outside, and I think Stan has it, as long as he keeps it clean, and he does. Deco currently dropping down to P6, as we already have some great gaps starting to pair. Thank you for the follow on Twitch, Bob Locky. Appreciate it. Here we go, Stein already praying for another position of CWL. Is he able to do so down the finish straight? We do not have to arrest yet. Mind that. So all the positions that you get right here are insane. Mr. Pizza currently with the fastest lap time, the very first lap time of a 1:17.7. As Chris Taps and Donnie are still battling it out. Slight contact between the two. No damage as of yet. Being real close. Pushing themselves to absolute limits. As Donnie best can try and stay close as he collides with the wall. No damage though from what I can see. Just gave it a small pack, a small smooch. Still manages to keep it on track. This kid right here trying to overtake Drift King for P9. Currently we do have DRS enabled as everybody has DRS. So currently have a slight DRS train going on. But while we were watching the back, Mr. Pizza took over the race lead as Tasras tries to stick close. We have the DRS through this sector, and Tasras might be able to use that extra little bit of speed to catch Mr. Pizza back as he is getting really close. Battery is not even draining as he doesn't risk it through the chicane. We will have a second DRS zone coming up, but it is a bit of a short one. It will be rough to overtake on this spot, which Stein is doing, winning himself yet another position above CWL as we almost have CWL crashing into the back of Stein as he gets the fastest lap. Stein is really looking to win some position. Trey praying on that podium as he slides out a little bit, goes off track, and the positions which he fought so hard for, he is about to lose again as Tico will bomb himself around the inside. Will he be able to stick it? No, it seems like Stein is struggling yet again. Wheelspin losing multiple positions again, dropping down to P7. Oh, you'll hate to see that. Mr. Pizza still manages to stick a hat through that DRS zone. We'll be going to the oh-so-famous hairpin right here. Tasraz will have to push quite a bit to win that position back from Mr. Pizza. But Stein, is he able to fight those positions back? He might have to defend from Donnie, who we know is a really fast driver. He is coming from quite far away. He isn't able to do it just yet as Rico gets a 10-second penalty for corner cutting. Finding himself now currently in P19. The person I placed my bets on, Froggy, currently finds himself in P16. Probably also had a rough race start as we have our first DNF retiring in the pits, and that is Neek. Ingoting, real close to the back of Arthur. Is he able to push even closer through that DRS zone? Is he able to use it to get by Arthur and get himself in shot of points? Currently P12. Only has to overtake 2 to land himself in the points and add that to the Constructors' Championship together with the drivers. The rest zone hasn't trained him well as we go through the hairpin. It will be a rough one to possibly win a position as we go on board with Dutch Tricks as he is closer than ever to Tesserans. DWL still within attacking range, but still struggling to find that opportunity, find that gap to launch himself in and go for the attack as we have slight contact between Dutch Tricks and Tasseras. Dutch Tricks almost sliding out, but being able to save it. But he will now be under fire from CWL. Will he be able to do so? Playing it a bit safe through the chicane. Dutch Tricks will have to drive really defensively right now to keep CWL behind him. Almost on a second already between Dutch Tricks and Tasseras. Tasseras also struggles to stick close to Mr. Pizza. Mr. Pizza currently leading the Drivers' Championship. Is still showing his prowess as Tasseras tries to stick close through the DRS. Sliding from Dutch Tricks yet again, allowing CWL to get really close again. Max overtaking Drift King for P13 in the back as we go on and watch this great battle. Everybody here still has DRS as CWL is struggling to find traction, getting out of the corner. He now finds himself under attack from Tico. Tico, once again, we know is a really fast driver as Janice sadly gets a 10-second penalty added to his time, which he will probably have to sit out during a pit stop Oh, a bit rough chicane there for Tico as he still manages to find himself within that DRS zone. But outside of attacking range, CWL will try his luck again. The exact same for Tasseras as everything is still sticking close. Drift still not being able to let go of Max in the back. Might be able to see ourselves a great battle here as well, as both of these drivers are trying to land himself in shot of those points. Currently, P13 and P12 still have the opportunity to find himself in the points if they play it well through the pit stops. Or, of course, if number 10 and 11 make a slight mistake. Was really aggressive with those lines. Drift King on the hard tires, Max on the medium tires. Throughout the end, Drift King will probably be able to get by Max as Max's tires will start to degrade over time. Let's see if he is able to make this work. Seize that opportunity to go for the overtake around the inside with way more speed. Drift King comes through and Max follows behind in P13. Beautiful overtake. According to the book, nothing that you can say about it. Oh, getting real close to that chicane. Slight contact between Kristaps and Donnie, which ends up with Donnie sliding out, losing traction at the front. And those will be some valuable positions lost for Donnie. As he still struggles to find traction, he has to work some magic to get those positions back and find himself in battle for some serious points. Unfortunate ending for Donnie as he still has the shot to end up high, but he has to work some serious magic to end up. Janice was really close to the back of Max, as Max, losing the position to Drift King, finds himself now under fire from Janice in the bright red Ferrari, finding himself so much more speed as Max drops yet another position down. Oh, we might have ourselves a battle between Pure Race and Arthur. Slight contact between the front wing and the back side of Arthur, but both drivers staying on track. Like taps are not causing any bad things, as Janice is now instantly looking to overtake Drift King, as Drift King is trying to find traction and is failing to do so, losing that little bit of time, allowing Janice to really stick close. Even though Janice has that penalty, he wants to make best of the time that he can get, as he goes slightly off track, catching a little bit of grass, which allows, sadly, gives him the moment to lose time compared to Drift King, as Drift King is trying his hardest to get by Pure Ace, showing himself in the mirrors, as Janice gets closer again. Will he bomb himself around the inside? Yes, he will. Both drivers side by side throughout the hairpin. It seems that Drift King had that slightly better exit. However, Janice has a lot of battery left, both at the DRS. Here comes Janice once again with a little bit more speed. Will Drift King defend it? No, he won't. But Janice will abort the attack throughout that section, as he will try to go again, having a way better exit. And here comes Janice past Drift King, as we have Stein going into the pits as well. I think that is our first official pit stop in lap 9. Drift King getting a 3-second penalty. This is not looking good when you reckon up the penalties. Janice trying to already get by his own teammate, which Drift King was behind for so long. Can Janice get by? Pure Ace once again finding himself in the grass and losing valuable time on the DRS straight. However, we still have that battle in the front, as we can see Dutch Strix currently trying to overtake Tasseras. Tasseras finding a lot more speed suddenly, will bomb himself around the inside through the last chicane. Mr. Pizza will be forced off track, as we have Tasseras In the wall! No! I don't know what happened there as the camera angle was really, really bad. But Tico will find himself now in P3. There surely was a little bit of contact there throughout that last chicane, which definitely cost Tassaras to find himself stuck in the wall. Hopefully Tassaras is able to recover from that a little bit. Really smooth lines from Tico here. Pizza might be in trouble as CWL, which I forgot to mention, just flew by them all down the chicane. CWL is now currently leading the race as Mr. Pizza is lagging out quite a bit. Hopefully that won't cause any issues for Tico to try and overtake. Corner is dead. That can really cause some issues. Froggy overtaking Arthur. Now down for P12. A lot has happened. Froggy first being in P16 and real quickly finding himself in P. Donnie gets himself a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. One of the most annoying penalties you get because it's oh so easy to get. It will cost you oh so dearly. Northern also getting track limits penalty. So, see what the current penalties are at right now. We have a 3-second penalty for CWL, Mr. Pizza, Chris Taps, Arthur, and Nat Northern. Then we have 6 seconds for Froggy, which of course isn't good, but he's still actively working his way through the field. 10 seconds for Janice and Donnie as ERS joined, or Jordy joins the 3-second penalty gang. And finally, we have 13 seconds for Drift King. Let's see what the tires are right now. We have a few drivers with fresher tires, such as Pure A's Max Arthur on the fresh hards and Stein on pretty fresh meat. He will definitely be working his way through the field. Good battles that will happen as Mr. Pizza drops down yet again because he had a collision. He kissed the wall a bit too hard. He now has front wing damage, which will definitely cost him some lap time. He will probably have to go pit and repair his front wing. Not ideal for a person who has been leading the race for the most part. But CWL now finally able to create a gap between him and Tico. So he might be able to get away and get Tico out of that deep threat. Rico getting a 3-second penalty. Well, as most of the field currently. Tico as well joining the mix. As indeed Miss goes in to try and repair that thing as soon as possible. And with Dutch Strix also going in the pits. Let's see how those fresher tires will pay off compared to the rest who are still driving on the same hard tires. Tico is slowly working his way through that time, getting closer and closer, finding himself in the DRS zone, pushing himself really to the hardest, as you can see him sliding through some first corners, trying to squeeze the most time that he can out of those corners. That is an insane sight. Tico almost drifting through those corners, trying to have the most power that he can, flying through them. Mr. Pizza exiting the pits, joining in the mix of a giant DRS train. Will he be able to get by Max? As Max tries to get by Pure Ace and does so. Almost a collision, almost contact between the back of Max and Pure Ace, as it is now Mr. Pizza's turn to get by the bright red Ferrari. Can the McLaren get by? Sliding out a tiny bit, and that is Mr. Pizza almost out of the race as he launched himself down the inside. Pure Ace did not really expect that as he tried to turn his way through, and that ended up catching the back of Mr. Pizza, which will end up losing him even more positions. And yet again, front wing damage. Rico with the DNF as well. And I am afraid Mr. Pizza will join that same fate. Not sure though. No, he is not. He is going for yet another repair, which will cost him even more time. So hopefully, hopefully he can have some battles right now. I am sure we will probably see some tickets that will appear. For the people, the viewers that don't know, we do have a ticket system where the drivers can report a race incident that they may deem unfair, and we have our own team of stewards that will see what penalty will be the best fit for the incident that happened on track, or if no penalty is needed at all. We have a full team of volunteers to try to offer everybody the best racing experience that we can. So if you ever want to join these races, you definitely can by joining our Discord, which you can find on all of our socials or ersracingleague.com. Donny Banani right now with fresh tires, setting the fastest last sector. We might definitely see some fast times start to roll out. And you know what I see currently? Froggy finding himself in P7. Working his way from P19 all the way to P7 is quite a feat. I still think he has a pit though, but he is definitely up quite some positions. As Donny is now putting pressure on Pure Ace throughout the DRS zone, sticking really close. Will he put himself right besides it? Yes, he will. Around the outside, he will now have the inside. Down the hairpin, Pure Ace will give him some space as Pure Ace almost steers in the back of Drift King. Luckily, both stay on track without getting any collision. As what do I see here? Tico getting past Stein with the fresher tires. As that is a position 1 for Tico. As CWL is slowly dropping back down, but still in battle with the rest. As Tasseres is currently leading the race with about 2 seconds. Froggy wrecking himself up. Another penalty as we have 2 drivers in the wall. That is Tico, and I think that was Stein and Julian colliding together, sliding into the wall, where both have sustained front wing damage. They will have to get that prepared. The battles are oh so insane today. Oh my. Dutch Tricks will have to get by Stein as quickly as possible. Stein doesn't want to give back that position, but he was going a bit wide. Here we will have Dutch Tricks going a bit wide. We'll have the better downforce, allowing himself to have a better braking zone as he gets by Stein. So still managing to drive a little bit well with that sustained front wing damage, but they will both have to get that prepared. Stein will go into the pits. I assume the exact same for Tico. As CWL gets by Tasseres again down that finish straight. CWL is on fire today. As he instantly almost finds himself a second ahead on those fresher tires. That is some serious speed right now. Oh, Max getting by Froggy, as Froggy is still driving on those old hard tires. Donny will be next, trying to get by Froggy. Froggy is driving some defensive lines, closing off as much of the gaps as he can. Donny can do nothing but follow. However, here we have a DRS zone coming up. Froggy still has the DRS zone. Was able to create some distance between him and Donny, but I feel like Donny might go for the overtake around here. Will he be able to? Around the outside. He won't bomb himself. Down the inside, he is waiting for that DRS zone that's coming up. Slight contact between Donnie and Froggy. Froggy was able to catch it, though, as Froggy is now in some serious trouble, as Donnie has the speed, has the DRS, has the ERS, as he gets by Froggy. Slight contact between the two as Donnie squeezes by around the outside, as that is a position gain for Donnie and a position loss for Froggy. Dasherez has gone into the pits. There is good tender for race win and podium exiting. Froggy is in trouble. Pure Ace is closing in quick as well. How much further does Froggy want to push these tires? He's been driving on them for 18 laps so far. Bit struggling with the braking zone right there, but still Pure Ace able to make it a smooth corner as he will continue to creep closer and closer to the back of Froggy. As Froggy is outside of that DRS in serious trouble. Pure Ace with a lot more speed. Will he bomb himself down to the chicane? No, he won't. As Froggy has decided he will go into the pit, sadly missing the braking point and racking himself up a 10-second penalty. Donnie now preying on P4, getting himself closer to the podium finish, which everybody wants. The point where the race will calm down a little with all the events happening, as the field will slowly spread out a tiny bit with all the tires degrading and pit stops. But here and there we will see some battles like we have right here with Face Geared getting close to Arthur. And you might see an overtake happening right here down the DRS zone, as Face Geared is already sticking extremely close. Battery is draining. ERS on, DRS open, as that is a clean overtake from Face Geared, as Donnie as well gets by Max at the finish straight, as Max is not willing to let go. He is sticking as close as you can be to the back of Donnie. Will Donnie be able to create the gap needed to get away from Max? Will be a close one. We will set our eyes on a three-way battle going on for P10. Where Kristaps is currently trying to get by his teammate Arthur, both in the Haas, as Tico just tries to get by as soon as possible. Tico knows he's fast. Tico knows he has a speed. But he just cannot find the opportunity so far to get by. Oh my god, that is a lot of speed. Almost colliding with Kristaps, who is right ahead. During that breaking point, Kristaps is sticking really close. Arthur barely outside of the DRS. Yes, he does not. Kristaps will find his opportunity to get by. Tico made a mistake throughout the hairpin. It's a bit too far to capitalize on that moment right now, but he is sticking close as Froggy came from afar, and he is extremely close right now. Tico getting by Arthur at the end of the finish straight. Slight contact between. Oh my god, Froggy. Calm down a little there, man. Getting in contact twice with Arthur for two corners. As Froggy knows he is fast, he just wants to get by as soon as possible. Getting a little bit impatient from what we can see. Here we go. DRS zone coming up. Froggy has a lot more speed, and he has it in the pocket as it's Arthur is struggling a little bit, finding the grip that he... As Arthur disappeared for a bit. Teleported backwards. I think Arthur might have some connectivity issues. Froggy, sadly, because of that time loss, finds himself now barely outside of the second. Don't think he gets DRS zone right here. So we have to wait a tiny bit as the rest get a little bit closer and closer through the use of the DRS zone. Dutch Strix is going into the pits as Max finds himself now in P3. CWL with a very comfortable 8. Oh, Kristaps tried to go around the outside, look for an opportunity, sticking extremely close. Here we will have the DRS zone coming up. Facekit is in trouble if he doesn't create that gap, which he seemed to have been able to do. Will be quite a ways off for Kristaps to go for the overtake around here. So Facekit lives yet another sector ahead of Kristaps as Tico tries to get by as fast as he can as well. Benani in battle with Max. Max finding himself currently in P2. As P2 and P3 are battling. That's from afar. Down the last straight is able to overtake with the use of the DRS. And that is a clean, smooth overtake. Oh, Tico getting real close to the back of Facekit. I think Facekit might be in trouble. Tico with some really aggressive turning on what I see are soft tires. I think Facekit will be in serious trouble as he is still driving on the mediums. But sadly, guys, I have sad news to spread with you all. Froggy, the person I placed my bets on, has retired in the pits. After all that work, all of those problems that he had during qualifying and during the race. Yeah, sadly, didn't seem like it would be much use continuing the race and finishing it. So he retired in the pits as we have yet another driver gone off track. So we right now have 16 drivers left on track as Tico tries his shot. Coming from a bit too far, getting closer. Oh, doing a fake out with, I think, Facekit by going into the pits, barely being able to slow down enough to not get a 10-second penalty. Beating in the pit lane. As Mr. Pizza, who had the opportunity to find himself on the podium, find himself in two unfortunate collisions, causing himself to lose 2 front wings. Now currently fighting his way back through the grid again. Currently finding himself in P9, about to overtake Facekit as he came from afar and has a lot more speed and fresh hard tires. Facekit on those older mediums is struggling to find the speed. Pizza is choosing to wait a little bit, I think, for that hairpin or for the DRS zone. Facekit almost loses control of the car. Mr. Pizza barely able to dodge the kick Sauber as we now go through the hairpin, as that is a pretty clean overtake from Mr. Pizza. And I think Facekit will be a bit too far away to fight back for that position. As indeed, he didn't get the DRS to that hairpin. Mr. Pizza was able to snatch that DRS zone as well, as Kristaps and Facekit both go in the pits. 10 laps remaining. The Canadian Grand Prix here at ERS Racing League. I think this is one of the perfect moments to say it again. If you ever feel like participating in these races, join our Discord, which you can find on all of our socials or ERSRacingLeague.com. If you ever feel like helping on these races in our team or as a commentator to share all the beautiful battles and tills that we have here at the ERS Racing League. Also, please do join our Discord. and apply to become a commentator, and hopefully we can see you soon on all of our socials commentating together with me. Go these great races with the rest of the world, as I see that Mr. Pizza is struggling to find some grip, pushing himself to the absolute limits, pushing those hard tires, I guess, till their very end, trying to squeeze all the speed that he can out of these hard tires, to the point where he's actually sliding out on many moments. But he's still keeping control of the kart as Max goes into the pits, as Stein and Donnie are still in a battle for third. Great the gap between him and Stein, so I think Dutch safe will be, but CWL still on the gap, but compared to Dutch tricks, WL had a 3-second penalty, so as long as he stays outside of that street, I think CWL will be good, as he will end up winning the race. Fine. I'll find himself outside of that DRS zone. Naps currently P12. Might have an opportunity. They'll end up in the points as Donnie gets a track limits penalty of 3 seconds. Currently, we only have 3 drivers on the grid without any penalties. So let's see what the penalties are at right now. We have 3 seconds for CWL, Stein, Max, nothing for Face, Kiert, Chris Taps, and Jordy. Oh, here we have a beautiful overtake from Chris Taps on Face Kiert, as Chris Taps now currently finds himself on P11, 2 seconds away from P10, fighting himself in the points. Anyways, we have then 6 for Tico, Drift King, Arthur, and Nat Northern, followed by a 9-second penalty for Mr. Pizza, and a whopping 19 seconds for Donnie. That is some serious penalty. Current stops that we have right now, we have Tico with a 3-stopper, Mr. Pizza with a 2-stopper, finding himself once again in P6 and actually winning time. Enter pure A, so might have an opportunity at a podium. He plays it well. I get a 3-second penalty, which could cost him dearly, as CWL goes into the pits with that 17-second gap that he had to P2. I think he will have a good opportunity to get back in P1, as he already is right back behind Dutch Strix on way fresher mediums, as Dutch Strix is trying to manage on the hard tires, hoping to finish the race on those tires. They already get closer. CWL already within attacking distance right after exiting the pits. Down to the arrest zone. He will not risk it through the last chicane off the track, but we might see it happen here. Down the finish straight, finding a little bit of more speed. It will be close as he decides not to risk it. Plays it safe. He will have his opportunity to get by Dutch Strix. Dutch Strix is struggling to find a little bit of traction to exit that corner. Already right besides, as this will be CWL taking back the race lead here in the Canadian Grand Prix. 6 laps to go. That is a beautiful overtake by the use of way more grip and a lot more speed you can get out of that car from CWL. Not overtaking pure ace. Max looking to overtake Janice side by side through this section. Is ahead by the apex of this corner as Janice will drop down one more position. We'll have DRS, however, as Max tries to make a 2 shot for this. Doesn't find the speed. Pure A's managed to stay ahead. But still, Max is trying to get 2 Ferraris with 1 speed. Or 1 tire, I guess. That was a bad joke against 2 birds with 1 stone. But those are 2 Ferraris left behind the AlphaTauri. As that Racing Bull is getting by with ease. Almost already on a second already as both Ferraris trade places. Pizza receiving a 3-second penalty as he finds himself in P5 with 11-second gap. 4 laps to go. Will be a great battle till the very end. I'm not sure if I can do the math with all the penalties, how the positions will change, because I am too smooth-brained to do all those quick maths. Really, I'm going to say it, I am impressed. And we only have 3 DNFs so far in the race. Not even 1 safety car. Races as Max gets by Mr. Pizza, but drops down yet another position. Bit of older tires. As that is a safety car, I predicted it. As Jordy is out of the race, colliding with the wall on the straight after the hairpin, losing his entire front wing. This will be the thing that will cause the entire field to shift. We had to request to see all the penalties, as there are quite a lot. As Max gets a 10-second penalty for ignoring yellow flag. I think that is a bug, as all the others were going into the pits and Max decided to stay out, where it counted him as overtaking their yellow. Will be an unfortunate 10-second penalty. Rifkin getting in speed in the pit lane. All the penalties are racking up. Field will now get those together again. They're already slowing down greatly. Wait for the safety car. Safety car is waiting throughout second. What will CW do? Will he hit as he has Dutch Trick right behind him? Will he stay out? CWL is already on pressure tires. Prior to the rest, as he did a fake out, it was not going to. It's as Dutch Tricks is pushing his luck. The older hards going for the fresher tires. In for Stein. What about Max? Will Max do the exact same as he is going down the left straight? WL lonely at the field. All the others are pits or have already pitted. Let's see what the tire situations are at right now. We have CWL on 4-lap old mediums, Max on 5-lap old mediums, and Base Gear on 6. The rest are all on really fresh softs, as Tasserez is trying his luck. Fresh medium. Probably they used up all their soft tires already. Will be very interesting. CWL is the lone car behind the safety car as we're waiting for the rest of the field to join the pack, as we have about 3 laps remaining on the safety car. So let's hope if we have 2021 finish where we have safety car ending during the very last lap. That would be a great show. Safety car this lap already. CWL got lucky as the gap between him and Dutch Tricks have greatly improved. 3 laps remaining. Now going to 2 laps remaining as Dutch Tricks is closing in quick on those really fresh softs, already trying to get by CWL. CWL still behind the safety car as the safety car tries to get away, but that gap is closing quick, real quick. CWL might now find himself in trouble as Dutch Tricks is on the way fresher soft without a penalty. CWL, who first had the gap that he needed to stay ahead. Oh, Stein almost overtaking the two of them. But CWL had the gap to compensate for the time loss that he had because of the penalty. Is now under serious pressure from behind with Dutch Tricks, who doesn't have a penalty at all. Oh, this will be a great last few laps, as it will mainly be a battle for first, as we have CWL, Dutch Tricks, and Stein, as the rest are a little bit too far behind. Now a serious shot at the top of the field as Max already gets a track limits penalty, while still under a yellow flag. Cutting it close. We will have 2 laps remaining. We'll be going into lap 34 out of 35 as the safety car is entering the pits. Right now, any second now, and we have a race restart as CWL has a great exit already, blasting himself down the straight. No DRS, of course, under the yellow, as we have about 3/10 behind Dutch Tricks and CWL. What will it be? Sliding out from Dutch Tricks. Because of the softs, he will still manage to find that grip. Stein is following a bit behind on fresh mediums. Dutch Tricks going aggressive on the softs. Will be able to have a lot more grip, being able to push a lot more speed through the corners as long as he can find that grip. As long as he can find himself outside of that dirty areas, that will greatly negate all the downforce that he has. Coming from afar, wasn't able to make it work through that DRS zone. As we will be going into the hairpin. Rifkin getting a 3-second penalty. Tassaras has DNF'd as well in the pits. It didn't deem it possible to recover. After starting the race on pole, he now finds himself joining the DNFs. As we have 5 drivers that are unable to finish the race. Dutch Tricks gets closer together with Stein. Almost contact between the two as we go into the last lap of the Canadian Grand Prix, as the top 3 are closer than ever, with Donnie also joining the mix. CWL is possibly in trouble. Stein, of course, will not have a shot at podium, as Dutch Tricks found himself struggling to find grip. For the last corner, we have a back marker going nicely out of the way to let the rest pass. As here we go, a bit rough throughout that corner. I think CWL might cross the finish line first, but it will Dutch Tricks, who will crown himself the winner of the Canadian Grand Prix if we look at all the penalties that all the drivers on track have. Arthur racking up another penalty. All the penalties are being dealt out, as somehow CWL is almost able to create a second of a gap on those older medium tires compared to Dutch Tricks on those oh so fresh softs. Will Stein be able to get by, squeezing the last bit of juice out of that battery as Dutch Tricks gets by? Staying with Stein and Julian, CWL dropping back down to P3 as we have Dutch Tricks, the one true winner of the Canadian Grand Prix here in Tier 1 of the ERS Racing League. What a race. CWL, great second place, with Stein following right back behind on P3. What a race. Let's see how Pure Ace will end up with those penalties. He was able to win some time compared to Mr. Pizza, but is he able to win a position? Yes, he is. Mr. Pizza dropping down to P9 as Pure Ace finds himself in P7. What a race, everybody. Really, really impressive. Wow, I am kind of lightheaded from talking that much throughout that last few laps. What a race, guys. Glad to be back, and I really miss commentating these races right here. Here we go, the one true winner of the Canadian Grand Prix. Bit awkward because I have the music muted, but here you can see some great champagne sprayed in the faces of the drivers. Red Bull claim themselves the proud winners, which will greatly add to the points. Sadly, Mr. Pizza was outside of the picture for the race, sadly, after those unfortunate accidents, so this will greatly affect this. But Dutch Tricks winning the Canadian Grand Prix with CWL and Stein on the podium. Donnie and Janice to close off the top 5. Then we have Tico, Pure Ace, Max, Mr. Pizza, and FaZe in the top 10, closing off all the points. Chris Taps, Drift King, Arthur, Nat Northern, all with the top in the top 14, as we have our DNFs, Tassaras, Jordy, Froggy, Rico, and thank you all. As boy, oh boy, there was some. Whew. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is once again Pixel Thomas. I am a streamer and of course the commentator for this racing league. If you ever feel like joining these races or feel like helping the cause of the Icarus Racing League by commentating on these races possibly, really do so by joining on Discord, which you can find on all of our socials or IcarusRacing.com. We also have a new function where you can see all the standings of the drivers and the Constructors Championship on our website, so make sure to check that out of your favorite drivers here. Thank you all so much for watching. All later next time. Ciao.